Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala. To my left, Julio Monterosa, Executive Director of Vibes. Julio, we're back. We're back in the studio.
Back in the studio, man. I missed it. They added another bed. I'm like, what's going on here? Y'all ruining my space.
Yeah. So obviously, we took a small little hiatus, summer vacation. Last week, we were up in the Angel City headquarters doing an interview with Riley Tiernan. Shouts to Angel City for making.
I got an update. The contract came in, but unfortunately, the coach said that they have enough cones for practice.
Yeah.
I did not make the team.
They have a plethora of cones. We saw that when we were out there checking out training. We thought we could maybe fill in, but
the coach said
team
no
had
go.
other ideas.
Yeah, they decided to go somewhere else with the contract. I'm a little disappointed, but first of all, I wanted to jump in once I saw how amazing the field and how amazing the performance center is, right? And then I realized how they were running. My hamstrings can't do all that.
Yeah.
They can't do it. So I was happy to sit down and just watch them practice.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get into all that, we have a great episode for you today, but before, some housekeeping real quick. You can find us on urbanpitch.com, Instagram and TikTok, urban.pitch. On Twitter, urban_pitch. You can find us on the One Football Network. You can find us on Yahoo Sports. So do all that. Like and subscribe. Write a comment, nice or mean. If it's mean enough, maybe we'll read it on the air. It's just make sure you do all that. It really helps us out. But now that
we're talking to management to add us on OnlyFans as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Patreon is in the works, so we'll see.
We'll update you.
Yeah. UP After Dark has been something that we've been pitching since we started.
I was a big BET Uncut. I want to have the version of soccer tip drill.
Soccer tip drill. That's crazy.
Shout out Nelly.
That was one of the wildest music videos of all time, and definitely that changed my life. I think
I became a man when I first watched Tip Drill.
But anyways, Julio, it's been a while since we've just had the forum for us to talk. You had a nice little trip to New York and Nashville. But what else is going on? What's going on in the soccer world that you have your eyes on?
No, a lot. Loving that Bouanga son duo. I see a lot of stepbrother memes hitting the net. So just seeing that 1-2 punch, going to the game, going to the stadium, and seeing the shift of the stadium's atmosphere. It went from party atmosphere to now the Sun's in is a lot of fans that are not LAFC fans, but are Sun fans are invading the stadium. So it's amazing. It's a lot of soccer going on, and I'm loving every single part of it.
Yeah, both on and off the field. There's a lot of events coming up. Later in the episode, we're going to speak to North Carolina Courage midfielder Brianna Pinto. So hope you stay tuned for that. But we're talking about her, some of the stuff that they're doing with Black Star, a lot of stuff off the field that's really, I feel like the prep for the 2026 World Cup is coming up. But there's been so much soccer. The Ballon d'Or was earlier this week. MLS season is closing out strong. It's just been sometimes you have to take a step back and when you don't podcast for a few weeks, it's damn dude, I wish we could have been talking about that. USMNT had a whole nother shake up.
Y'all boys gotta relax. Somebody throw the white flag between old school US men's national team and new school, because I feel either get the gloves or stop talking about each other.
Yeah, this is celebrity boxing match status. We're getting into that territory. Eric Winaldo versus Landon Donovan in a cage match. I'd pay $59.99 for that. You know what I mean?
Hey, honestly, I got Eric on that one.
He's got that dad strength.
Oh man, he looks like he's been around the block a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think you mentioned Bouanga and Son. I think that combination has really turned around LAFC and bringing in Son. We haven't really had a chance to talk about the impact that he's had
on the community and everything.
Yeah, obviously the Korean population here in LA is massive. The you're seeing Son billboards all over the place. If you go to Koreatown, all the restaurants have LAFC stickers on them now.
Everybody started drinking more soju now.
We've been doing this, man.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing this for a while.
Two bottle minimum.
Wussies. Stomach.
Who said that? That just woke me up a little bit on inside. But yeah, I think it's definitely been a positive turn in the last couple of weeks with LAFC specifically.
Yeah, and the thing about Son, what's amazing about him, like he's the best player in the team, but he did not come in with that energy. He basically is like Bouanga, like, hey, this is your team. Let me just contribute to it. And like you see them, one scores a hat trick one day, then the other game, the other one scores a hat trick, and his hat tricks, like, of course, there's some one-on-one plays where either Son or Bouanga can make that goal, but they're enjoying making that pass.
Yeah. So
seeing that, and then going back to the community, just seeing the people, the amount of Koreans that are going to the stadium, the love they have for Son. I went to the last game they had here. And it was funny because they were all cheering him. It was more Son Tottenham jerseys than LAFC jerseys. Yep. But I think he got out like the 85th minute, and as soon as he got out, all the Koreans left as well with him. So man,
yeah. I mean, like even when the U.S. played Korea, like the stadium, I think was it in D.C., Washington D.C. I don't remember where it was.
No, it was in New Jersey.
Oh, that's right, New Jersey, yeah. And the stadium was like 75-80% like Korean fans, and I think they are very obviously there's a good Korean population across the country, but you know they show up for their own.
According to Mayor Bass, we might have the, don't tell New York, but we might have the biggest Korean population in LA. Oh my God, the mayor.
Yeah, the mayor, the council people, like when they're talking about soccer, it's just like, man, like stick to whatever it is that you guys do.
Fixing potholes.
I don't even know, they can't even do that right, man. Like I was almost got a flat tire on my way here.
He's lying. Yeah. Please don't listen to him. We love our people.
Oh man, we need to clean up LA. That's what we need to do.
Get us off the FCC. No.
Oh yeah, they can take us off the air. Sorry. Yeah, we love and support the government and everything that they do. And if you're watching this, don't take us off the air, please.
Vote on Prop something.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to get off your chest before we get into this interview with Brianna? Because I think there's a really good conversation that we had.
Yes. MLS is wrapping up. That 3 weeks are who's gonna win the Supporter Shield. Yeah. So just seeing that, like, I'm excited about going into this last phase of MLS season, bringing the playoffs. Is that Messi Suarez duo way better than that Son Bouanga? Vancouver, we thought it was a surprise how good they're doing this year. Can they keep it going and win the MLS Cup? So it's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you choose between Messi, Suarez, and Bouanga, Son right now, I mean, I'm taking Son and Bouanga. Like,
yeah, first of all, yeah.
Right now, I think that's the best duo in the league.
Yeah, the best duo, yeah. So they have Son has like 6 goals in 7 games.
Yeah.
Bouanga has 7 goals in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
something
like that.
Something ridiculous.
They both had hat tricks in back-to-back games.
Yeah, so it was Bouanga had a hat trick against San Jose. Then Son had one against Real Salt Lake. Then Bouanga had another one against. First of all, sorry, Real Salt Lake. Y'all got 8 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone's like, can we just play Real Salt Lake every game? And I mean, they did the Carlos Vela tribute as well. Like, so a lot of good things happening.
I have a question about that because I saw, probably because this is me being a U.S. American fan, but they put the number 10 Vela. So did they retire the number 10 from LAFC? Or how are we doing this? How are we doing this? This is new to me in soccer.
Yeah, so I don't think that they're going to retire his number, but does he deserve to be either memorialized with a statue or a jersey retirement? Like, did he do enough with LAFC to assert that?
Yes, he came in still like he had 3 years of his prime still left with us. Came in, turned it around. That 2019 season, was it 2018 or 2019? 2019 season, yeah. Where he was scoring banger after banger.
So you think he's deserving of a statue?
No. I think just like Carlos Vela Knight retiring.
I know, but what I'm saying is either retiring his jersey so nobody can wear number 10 for LAFC ever again, or putting a statue in front of the BMO Stadium.
I'll do the statue because Bouanga is he's probably that 99 shouldn't be worn again after that.
99 is different, right?
Yeah.
99 is like there are very few players to rock 99. Did Balotelli wear 99? I don't remember. But 10 is like an icon. You can't retire their number 10. Like you can't have no number 10s in. I think what they could do is make that like a bestow it upon, you earned this number 10 jersey, kind of like how Brazil does it. Like that's a huge deal to wear number 10 for Brazil.
Yeah.
Or Barcelona, or like these big historic teams. Like so, I think that might be something that they can do. They can pass that down. I don't think that Vela. I mean, listen, he's an LAFC icon, best player to ever play for LAFC. For now, no, son. For now, I mean, Bouanga might even chase him down. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what he did for LAFC, first major signing, really put the team on the map. I feel like the community really showed out for him in a way that they kind of showed out for Son, and maybe like a smaller but more like just as heartfelt. But I'm an LA fan, right?
Yeah.
You need to be like a league-wide legend to get a statue in front of the stadium, and I just don't. I don't think he was there for long enough.
With the league,
I just don't think he was. I mean, it was a good run, a fantastic run, incredible run. But you need like a 10 to 12 year, and it's different in soccer, right? I get it. But to get that statue, right? I think that you just need to be more of a team icon, or not team icon, but like a league-wide icon, like kind of like how Beckham got his. Same with Landon Donovan, even Kobe Jones. Like those statues, I feel like are warranted. I just don't. I feel like it's just so new.
But like first of all,
we're debating something that's not even.
One thing is like Thornton. Like shout out to you. Like even though he's not a league-wide talent, like to say he's the best LAFC player. To now it's crazy because we forget we had Bale.
But I mean, I think when you look at where they were at in their careers, like Vela had more legs on him than Bale was like.
Bale
he had 1 foot. He had 1 foot in the retirement.
He was like Suarez.
Yeah, pretty much. Like almost. Like I mean, even more so than Suarez.
Yeah, he was injured all the time.
Yeah, and he played he didn't play very often.
But when
and
he played,
he made his mark. Yes,
Yeah.
But I think that he is right now, as of today, the greatest LAFC player of all time. I just don't know if what he did for the team is enough to warrant a statue.
Yeah, but
then you ask yourself, like, what more could he have done?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's where
you're
I'm.
You're an LA fan. Something about LA sports teams, they take care of their own.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
If you however many years you do, like if you embody the team that you are and you're from LA, the teams usually take care of their players.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Clippers if they're gonna do Kawhi, but like
the Kawhi is getting a statue, man.
It's crazy. I know, but like
2.5 million every 4 months they're gonna pay for it.
But like it's something about playing for LA team. Like if you give it your all, they will idolize you forever.
And I think he will be remembered forever. Whether he gets a stats or not, he'll always have that place as like the original LAFC player. So
yeah, the original star. Like and that 2019 season alone is just
massive. Yeah,
massive.
Okay, let's wrap up here, and we have a really great interview with Brianna Pinto from the North Carolina Courage. She's doing some really great stuff with Black Star and the Black Women's Player Collective. So let's get into that interview.
Let's go.
Okay, our guest today is a midfielder for the North Carolina Courage. She's working with Black Star to set up a really cool showcase for Black high school soccer players coming up in November. We're so glad to have her on the show. Brianna Pinto, what's going on? Thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk about the event that we have coming up in November. Yeah.
And I would love to get into that, but first, this is Urban Pitch. We talk about a lot of stuff that happens off the pitch, and whether it's style, art, music, fashion, and when we were preparing ourselves for this interview, the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me at least was just like a high achiever on almost everything that you do. Like, you come from a family of high achievers.
Honestly. And you must have the coolest parents ever. I was like, literally making research, seeing their Instagram. I'm like, I want to have their life.
Yeah. So can you just kind of talk about your upbringing? Obviously, both of your parents were high level athletes. You and your two brothers, professional athletes. Like, what was that like growing up in a family like that? Was it super competitive? Was it chill? Like, how was that? How did that shape you to who you are today?
I feel like I'm a product of my childhood. I loved my childhood. My parents did such a fantastic job creating an environment that allowed us to chase our dreams, and they spent all of their energy pouring into those dreams and supporting them. So sports were something that united all of five of us. Both my parents were Division One collegiate athletes, and my brothers and I reached the professional levels for soccer. And um, we have our parents to thank just for the time, energy, money, and emotional that they put into us and helping us believe that we could one day get there. So it was super fun being around them because it was so competitive, but we also encouraged each other to be our best selves, whether that was in the classroom or on the field or whatever extracurricular we had going on.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you were a teenager presenting the North America bid for the World Cup. Like, even like off the pitch, like stuff that's going on outside of soccer, it just seems like you were so like well prepared, and like I don't know, like how I read the article or the interview that you did with our friends at Club 11 for their magazine, and I mean you talk about the nerves and all that, but I guess just like, was there ever pressure on your end to kind of excel at whatever it is that you did? Because I know sometimes, like, especially with high achieving parents, like they put that pressure on their kids to really succeed. Did you feel that at all?
I didn't feel pressure. I was honestly having fun every step of the way. The goal of mine as a kid was to travel the world, and my parents told me that if I kicked the ball around enough, it would take me. And that lived to be true, and I've achieved a lot of my goals because of it. But they really encouraged us to go after everything we wanted, and if we came up short, that's life. But a lot of times, if you're willing to sacrifice and dedicate yourself to making it happen, even on the days when you don't feel like it, a lot of the dreams that you aspire to will come true. So there wasn't like too much pressure. I will say that my parents held us to a high standard because they wanted us to be well-functioning adults when we eventually left their home. And, they really spoke belief into us. And I think that's something that really went a long way in terms of chasing my own passions. But really, my family is my unit of strength. They're the people that I depend on and get feedback from. So, and when my brothers and I play games, we're always breaking down the games and little moments where we did something well or things that we could have done better. But we all know that it comes from a place of love. And just knowing that these are the people that want to see you live your best life is a very comforting feeling. So when it came to, traveling across the world to Russia to be the U.S. youth speaker for the 68th at the 60th FIFA Congress for the United Bid Committee, they were right there in the living room cheering me on and believing that I could make an impact on the global stage. So to answer your question, they really watered any belief that we had, and they poured into us and gave us all the resources necessary to achieve them.
Yeah, you just absolutely love to hear it. And it shows with like you guys and all the success that you've had. You're still going strong with the Pinto Foundation with you and your brothers. And you kind of mentioned like you guys are breaking down game film after everything. Like, was there like there's a funny story with Reggie and Cheryl Miller where Reggie has a really good game. He comes home, he's talking about his game, and it's the same day as Cheryl Miller scored 105 points or something like that. Was there ever a moment like you guys are always trying to one up each other, or is it constructive? Like how does that dynamic work?
I definitely would say that it was more like that when we were younger. Like I wanted to be better than my brothers in everything we did. And like, we could be playing basketball in the basement, for example. It was like shooting free throws. And if I lost, like I would storm up the stairs. But I think now that we're adults, like we really do love and care about each other in a way that like we would do anything to see each other succeed. But I think like as you more mature, those feelings of like trying to compete one another like sort of subside because all the work and the ups and downs that go into trying to achieve a dream. So we've supported each other through thick and thin, and I think it really strengthened our relationship. So even in adulthood, just to have like siblings that you speak to and really like care about, I think is actually quite rare. Also, siblings that do similar things to what you're doing for a living is really, really unique. So the fact that we can just speak to each other about, what it's like to go to a new team and adjust, or how you handle off-season training. We'll train together sometimes. What we're doing for strength training. Also, the educational opportunities that we're pursuing off the field so that we can make the transition out of soccer easier. And, my older brother had to do that first. He's now working for U.S. Soccer, and he's in the major gifts role. But we've really leaned on each other as our support system so that we could learn from one another and then help each other succeed.
But just not your brothers, like from your dad down, like that conversation about breaking down games, it can go from dad down. And I'm just trying to say, I want to be in that dinner table when y'all break down games. It's just high level athletes.
It's usually in the family group chat. So if you were to go into WhatsApp, my parents will say 14th minute, great pass, great receiving the ball in the pocket on the half turn. Or maybe they'll say you need to drive a little bit further to commit the defender. But it's really like great level of detail so that when we do watch the games back, we can make those adjustments for next time. But even my mom, like she's the only one that didn't play soccer. She in college, but she's watched thousands of hours of it at this point and could probably coach if she had to. So she's equally as invested in our development. But honestly, like, if we turned around and said we didn't want to do this anymore, our parents would still love us the same. They just want us to like really commit ourselves to being the best version of ourselves that we can while we're at it. They don't want half effort in anything.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And so the upcoming event that you're doing with Black Star, the Black Women's Players Collective, to help high school players showcase their skills in front of colleges. I want to talk about your college experience a little bit, going to North Carolina. I know you mentioned both of your parents played sports at North Carolina. Your brother played at Duke. Like, what was that like? Was there any like animosity there? And what was your overall college experience like? Because obviously playing for a program like UNC, it's like one of the legendary, like regardless of sport, like that's one of the most dominant and legendary programs out there. What was that like for you?
Well, actually, so we mentioned how my parents went to UNC, but they were in a larger sports world. My dad used to work for the Lakers. My mom worked for Major League Baseball and ESPN. So they've been surrounded by high achievers in sports since the beginning of time. But what really brought our dreams into fruition was moving back to North Carolina around the time my younger brother was born, so around 2002. So I was really young. I was born in Connecticut, but early on, I didn't understand. I'm like, you guys lived in LA and New York and all these cool places, but like, why do we live in North Carolina? But as I've gotten older, I started to understand it was because there were so many great universities and colleges in this area that, would volunteer at our elementary schools or, provide opportunities for us to go to field trips at these universities and like see ourselves there one day and learning new things. So this environment in Durham, North Carolina, in the Triangle area is an extremely educated environment, but it's also a place that really values sports. So all growing up, like they would take us to Carolina men's and women's soccer games, like football games, basketball. And honestly, all three of us fell in love with Carolina at an early age. We loved the rivalry and really leaned into it. So, my first dream before, being a pro or making the national team was Carolina because that was what I knew. I saw, so many players like Crystal Dunn or Heather O'Reilly or Tobin Heath go play for those teams. And I got to watch them on a weekly basis and then going on to represent the national team. So that was my very first goal. But my mom actually went to business school at Fuqua in like 2011. I remember being so sad. I was like, how could you do this? Like ultimate betrayal. And she would bring us to like Duke basketball games while she was a student there. And I would like wear like my UNC shirt like underneath my jacket just for my allegiance is still there. But they just were really showing us that like, any school that you went to in this area is something that they would celebrate. We're not beholden just to Carolina. So long story short, committing to Carolina at the age of 14 was a lifelong dream come true. Playing there was so special. I got to play against the top programs in the country. We competed in 3 college cups in my 3 years there. I think I played all but 1 game possible in 3 years, which was really special. It was everything I asked for. We didn't win the national championship, which was sad, but like Carolina owes me nothing. Like I left everything I had on that in that program, and it was so special. But to answer your question, when my older brother Haas transferred from Elon, so he graduated from Elon University, which is about 40 minutes away. He transferred to Duke University and started playing soccer there, and was in the MMS program at Fuqua. So he was sort of following in the footsteps of my mom at that point in time. That was the first time I had willingly put a Duke shirt on, when he played for Duke against Carolina at Carolina Stadium. So again, I would, run through a brick wall for my brothers. I was so proud to see him living out his dream of playing ACC soccer. And they actually won, which was pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, like it was neat just to see, like, a previous hatred of Duke, but now having an appreciation for it because of like how well resourced they are, and how much they've done for our community. Interestingly enough, the old Duke assistant women's soccer coach used to live across the street from us. So I actually wasn't even recruited by Duke. They just assumed that I would go to Carolina, which assumption. They would see me run out of my driveway in Carolina blue Crocs, so it's probably like it's a lost cause.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no.
rightfully so. But yeah. So and then our youngest brother Malik, he went to Princeton, he was the first one to like fly the coop and leave North Carolina, and we're really proud of him. And he eventually went on to the MLS and is now in the USL, and we thought it was so cool just to have that Ivy League experience. So. Again, we really set a high standard for being the best student and the best athlete that you could become, because they work hand in hand. Like if you're a great student and a great person and put together this body of work, you're a better candidate to be at these top universities. So that's the story of our college experience.
Just glowing with pride. Like, I hope my parents don't see this, because then they'll start looking at me a little bit like, they'll kind of give me some side eyes, like, like, they were able to do that. Like, so, I mean, that's just like such a like, tremendous story for you guys. And I'm sure your parents are so proud, but I mean, like that, just being, having that success in the family and having that support system, just like you can't ask for anything.
Yeah, your parents and my parents were different. They were just happy I got a C. They're like, all right, C's get degrees. Hey, man. We can only do so much with this kid.
They're doing the best they can, no matter what, So so you mentioned moving back to North Carolina. Is that in Durham?
Yes. So they just wanted to just chart their own path. Like, again, they went to Chapel Hill, and when they moved back in 2002, so around 8 years later, they just wanted to like be in an environment that wasn't the university, because they didn't want to be townies.
Sure. So, right.
But truthfully speaking, the reason they moved to Durham is they wanted our classrooms to look like the rest of the world. We went to public school. They wanted us to interact with kids from all walks of life. And I really am truly so glad for my primary school education, because it allowed me to interact with people who loved the game as much as I did, or went through different hardships that I could understand. So I feel like I developed a level of empathy and understanding of different cultures. So I love my community in Durham. It's very diverse. It's something that we celebrate here, and we really advocate for every person to be accepted and in society, and I really think that it's a great community to live in.
Yeah, and one of our contributors to Urban Pitch, he's from Durham as well, and he mentioned, because I was talking and saying that we're gonna have you on the podcast, and he said, "Oh, you got to mention the food, because the Durham food community is like very tight knit. They're very proud about their food. Like, what's the number one spot? I know you're in North Carolina now with the Courage, but what, like, when you're in Durham, like, what's the number one spot that you go to every time?"
I actually moved back to Durham, so I still live here. I'm about 10 minutes from my family, or from my parents at least. And my favorite restaurant is M Sushi in downtown Durham.
Ooh, okay.
But you can really get like literally any type of cuisine that you want. A second favorite would be Viceroy. It's Indian food. You can, like, that's what I think is so cool. Like, I love sharing meals with people that I care about. Like that's what I really enjoy. I
Mm,
think it's a great way to get together and spend time together. So the fact that Durham has so many different unique restaurants who all have like a fascinating story of like how they came to be. A lot of them actually ended up being food trucks and then moved into storefronts. So there are very few chains here, which we really appreciate because
nice.
we want it to be a place where you can't get this experience anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean the Chili's appetizers deal is pretty. I mean, you can't go wrong with that
Two for
either.
20.
Yeah.
We do have a Chili's. We do have it's further out. It's actually on the border of Chapel Hill.
Okay, yeah. We'll leave it to the UNC people to go to Chili's. But no, let's talk about the showcase because like the stuff that Black Star is doing across the board. Like I was speaking to Patrick the other day, and I mean we've been following them for quite some time. They're doing some events here in LA. Can you just talk about the showcase that you guys have coming up in November and how you got involved with that and the overall goals for it? Because I think it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, so in my rookie season, which was 2021, I joined the BWPC with an effort to create more pathways for Black girls to get into our sport. And it just aligned with my value system, and I wanted to support it. So actually, this past year, I joined the board, and that's something that we're really working to advance, like our outreach globally, but really like nationally. And we felt that this showcase would be the next big step for us. And we partnered with Black Star and Allstate as a sponsor. And we're hosting this event on November 22nd through the 25th at Prairie View University in Texas. And we're super excited about this because we'll invite 20 to 30 of the top performing Black female athletes in the nation, and it'll be an opportunity for them to showcase their ability in front of scouts, agents, coaches, and club directors. And we think it's going to help them get recruited and also see themselves eventually becoming a pro, because again, we want more girls in our sport at the highest levels. And we feel that representation is everything. And if you create direct pathways for people to be there, you will unlock a wealth of talent. And one of our beliefs as the BWPC is that talent is everywhere. But unfortunately, in our country, we haven't exercised every
Right.
single resource to uncover said talent. And this is an effort to uplift the Black community and celebrate our place in this sport, and do so in a way that also uplifts an HBCU. So that was very intentional about putting it at Prairie View University, because we want to talk about how historically Black colleges and universities have been a pillar of success in the Black community. And we also feel that Texas is a centrally located area that'll be relatively easy for everybody to get to from across the country. So we are super excited, and we think this could be such a transformational moment in BWPC's history.
Yeah. Got to fill in the cracks because there's so many. You hear so many stories of kids, with just so much talent that they're not in the right place at the right time, or maybe the resources aren't there. And I think there's been a lot of push from multiple different organizations to kind of help fill in those cracks. And I mean, this is just such a cool thing that you guys are doing. And I mean, I think that there's plenty of game left in your career. Like, you still have plenty of game left, but there's a future for you outside of like post career, whether it's in the front office of an organization, or I mean, you talked about your older brother kind of getting into the MLS. Like, it just seems like you have such a clear vision for the future of the sport. What are some of the things that you want to see continue to grow? Obviously, we have the World Cup next year. There's this talk about like America becoming like a truly a football nation, quote unquote. What are some of the things that you would like to see continue to improve, and more initiatives or groups coming up to kind of help continue that upward trajectory?
Yeah, I mean, like as you mentioned, like I want to go as far as I can with my career and become as big as a player as I can become, even at the international level. That's still a goal of mine. And well, after I'm done playing, like I want to continue to use my platform for good. So I would love to eventually work for FIFA one day to increase accessibility to the game, because really, like my passion for advocacy in the sport started at the 68th FIFA Congress when I was the youth speaker. Because when I looked around the room at the FIFA governing body, it didn't reflect all the people that played soccer
Right.
globally.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking like, what could I do in my own community to help address this issue and help make it a sport that's celebrated by all. So I do think we are entering the most transformational period in North American soccer, and we'll have a chance to make it the preeminent sport in the United States, which is the goal of U.S. soccer. And if we can get more kids at the grassroots level loving the game, but if we could also, carry out the mission of like U.S. Soccer Foundation, where they're putting safe and equitable places for kids to play with these mini pitch initiatives that they've got going on, we feel that it will take the place of other sports where kids can go outside in their community and have pickup. And when people fall in love with the game in an organic way, and then they get to see the global superstars come to the U.S. in 2026 and 2028 with the Olympics, they'll eventually see themselves one day being that. But again, I just think that we need more resources to navigate the grassroots level. We need a better coaching network to ensure that we're keeping these kids in the sport. We've got to tap into the referee network. So people that, maybe played in high school or college but want to stay involved with the game, we'd love to keep them with the refereeing network. And there's so many other programs where you can be involved. And it's really about retaining all the people that love the sport. So I think there's a lot of work to do, but I do hope that, with my role in it all, I want to make this game as accessible as possible for everyone that wants to partake in it.
Yeah. I mean, you're certainly getting a head start, like doing all this stuff off the field, like outside of your playing career, because, I mean, you have every excuse to just focus on the game, but the fact that you're doing so much off the field is a huge testament to not only like the growing influence of athletes across the world, but just your initiative and the stuff that you think that you can control. And I think taking it to your community first and spreading it out wide is just like just such a smart way of going about it.
Well, thank you. This plug is our next Pinto Football Foundation clinic is October 19th, but all of our clinics are free to attend because, again, one of the biggest structural and financial barriers are people can't pay to play soccer in this country because we offer a pay-to-play model. So the more that we offer just free opportunities just to be introduced to the game, we feel like that's a good way to serve communities that haven't been touched by the sport of soccer yet.
Yeah, awesome. All right, listen, before we let you go, we always close every interview that we do with, getting to know the playlist of whoever our guests are. So who are 3 artists that you're currently putting in your daily rotation?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, Rema is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
I love Afro beats. I've been getting back into like gospel music, so I love Kirk Franklin. I've been listening to him a lot recently. And then like I love rap music. So I've been listening to a bunch of J. Cole because he's
nice. Yeah, Carolina. Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to Fayetteville. Cool. All right, Brianna, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you got a million things going on, so the fact that you took the time to speak with us really means a lot. And we'll be following your career both on and off the field moving forward. So best of luck to you, and I'm sure we'll be hearing your name for years to come.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life. For Brianna Pinto, Julio Monterosa, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.